I was on my knees when it happened. Not metaphorically, literally. A paper cup rolled across the marble floor, coffee bleeding into the grout like it had a mind of its own. Someone laughed behind me. A heel stopped inches from my hand. "Don't miss a spot," a woman said. Her voice was polished, practiced, the kind people use when they think cruelty sounds smarter with a smile. "This place is supposed to look clean." I nodded, said nothing, wiped the floor. That's the part most people don't understand. Silence isn't always surrender. Sometimes it's reconnaissance. They saw a uniform. They saw a badge with a fake name. They saw a woman who blended into the background so well she might as well have been part of the furniture. What they didn't see, what they never even bothered to imagine, was that I was taking notes in my head, memorizing tones, watching who laughed and who looked away. I'd learned a long time ago that people tell the truth when they think no one important is listening. I worked there for weeks before anyone asked my name, and even then they didn't wait for the answer. Schedules changed without warning. Shifts stretched longer because you probably need the money. Jokes landed with just enough deniability to make calling them out feel pointless. And every time it happened, I felt that old familiar burn, the one that starts in your chest and crawls up your throat. I didn't grow up fragile. I grew up observant. There was a meeting one morning, glass walls, long table, coffee that cost more than my shoes. I was emptying trash when I heard numbers that didn't add up. It slipped out before I could stop it. "That ratio's wrong," I muttered, barely a whisper. The room froze. Heads turned. Someone cleared their throat. "Excuse me," a man at the head of the table said, eyebrows raised, not amused. I kept my eyes down. "Sorry, my mistake." Another woman laughed. "Maybe focus on the mop," she said. "This conversation's a little advanced." A couple of people shifted in their seats. Nobody defended me. Nobody corrected her. And that silence told me more than any insult ever could. That night alone in my apartment, I lined up moments like that in my mind. Not to stew in them, to understand them. Patterns matter. One comment is rudeness. Repetition is policy. I stayed. I watched. I listened. I saw who got interrupted and who got promoted. Who carried projects and who took credit. Who was described as not quite leadership material, and what that really meant when you stripped the words down to their bones. Once, a guy I thought was decent pulled me aside. He apologized for something someone else had said, quietly, almost nervously. "I didn't want to make things worse," he told me. I believed him, and I also knew that fear doesn't excuse silence, it just explains it. The moment everything changed didn't happen to me. It happened to someone else. I overheard a decision, casual, quick, devastating. A promotion denied, not because of performance, because of fit, because of image, because someone didn't look right standing at the front of the room. That's when I stopped thinking about how long I could endure it and started thinking about how long they'd been getting away with it. The meeting that ended it all was supposed to be small, routine, a polite dismissal wrapped in HR language and fake concern. They sat me down. Glass walls again, bright lights, calm voices. "This isn't personal," one of them said. "It never is until it is." They talked. I listened. I waited. Then the door opened. A man stepped in tailored suit, calm presence. The kind of authority that doesn't announce itself because it doesn't need to. He looked at me first. "You ready?" he asked. I stood, took off the badge, set it gently on the table. The room changed temperature. You could feel it. "That's your someone started." "My father," I said. Not loud, not sharp, just true. I introduced myself properly then. Title, role. Reason I'd been there all along. I didn't accuse. I didn't rant. I laid out facts the way you lay out evidence, clean, chronological, undeniable. No one interrupted me. People replayed their own words in their heads. I could see it in their faces, the jokes, the glances, the choices they thought didn't matter. I gave them options, clear ones, consequences attached, no threats, no theatrics. Power doesn't need volume. When it was over, I walked out alone. No victory speech, no last look back, just the sound of my steps on the floor and the quiet that follows a storm. Here's the thing. Money didn't make that moment possible. Patience did. Attention did. The willingness to let people show exactly who they are when they think they're safe. I didn't win because I embarrassed anyone. I won because the truth finally had witnesses. So let me ask you something. When people treat you differently because of how they see you, do you think it's about power or about character? Tell me what you think. I'll be reading.